Hey guys, welcome back to Tech Talk with Darius, where we discuss the latest and the greatest news and technology. Today we're talking about artificial intelligence, better known as AI, but we're going to talk about AI in space and how AI just doesn't like space. We know artificial intelligence or AI is used in just about everything, from basically social media, from the music industry to humanoid robotics. But it's very hard for us to use artificial intelligence in space. We have a few applications, and theoretically, AI and satellites could do more processing. The satellites would become smarter, operate autonomously, but it's very hard to actually do that in space these days. But I will show you a couple examples where we have accomplished that. One of those examples is a constellation called Cadence. Cadence is a constellation of 5 satellites that can independently basically detect wildfires autonomously or extreme weather conditions by themselves. And one satellite can do that, and then and it sends it to any of the 5 satellites in its network. So basically, like I was saying, that with AI, these satellites become very, very smart, but it's very hard to actually do AI in space. Another example of using AI in space was the Deep Space One 1998 mission, and in that mission, we had autonomous navigation, self-repair, as well as location estimation. So basically, the satellite could locate itself, or it would know its position as it's going around the Earth. So we had that way back in 1998. However, yesterday's satellites aren't today's satellites. Satellites are being manufactured much smaller because we want to launch satellites much quicker these days. So if we could build smaller satellites, much smaller, like the size of my hand, like I'm showing, these would be like the nano size ones, we can launch them much quickly, and it takes less time to manufacture and build them. However, because they are so much smaller, that means that they have limited payload capacity and limited battery power. And we need all of those things for artificial intelligence, which is why it's so hard to do artificial intelligence in space, because artificial intelligence requires computational power. That means faster processor, advanced processors, faster processing speed, advanced computers, updated software. All of these things require more power, more batteries, and maybe solar power. And we can't do that on such small satellites because they have limited payload capacities and they're actually pretty small. So if we put those things on the small satellites, one, they may not make it into orbit, or two, it would limit the lifespan of these satellites. So depending on the satellite you're in, most of these satellites can last anywhere from 5 years to 15 years or even more in space. But putting these on there, I mean, it limits the amount of power and fuel that these satellites have because of the weight, and they wouldn't be able to stay in space very long. And obviously, the other payloads probably wouldn't have much power either because we'd be using all the power for the AI and the computation. So in theory, AI is amazing for satellites. It's amazing for space, but it's very, very, very hard to actually implement in space. But yeah, there are a few other artificial intelligence topics that I want to cover. One of the big ones is Sony suing a few other sites, artificial intelligence sites, for using their songs as training to create other very similar to songs that they have licensed. So I will cover that, AI in the music industry, and how a whole bunch of record labels are now suing all these artificial intelligence sites, AI sites. I also will cover anything related to artificial intelligence and robotics, cars, because that's my forte and that's where I'm most interested. But if you have any topics, definitely let me know, shoot me a message or leave me a comment. Um, but that's all today. This is Tech Talk with Darius. Thanks for stopping by. Please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.